So, hi everyone, it's me, Denny Daniel, and I'm here with Boris
Sarah.
and Sarah. Boris flew in all the way from Switzerland, Sarah flew in all the way from Kansas, and they are nuclear physicist engineer type people. And they went through the whole apartment, and we did a special one just for them that's all like nuclear based and all that. And let's get this so that you see the top of Boris's head. There we go. There, that's a little better. So I gave them a little special show with a lot of nuclear items. So they got to see, we'll show you a nuclear item here. So they got to see Uranium Rush, which is a great kids game for them to go prospecting for uranium, which kids should be doing on the streets of Manhattan and Kansas and Switzerland, clearly. And of course our atomic energy game, which of course kids should be playing with uranium in their kitchen while mom makes dinner.
Uranium cheesecake.
Right, with a cloud chamber. So, now that they're done with their entire tour, including the cat, Tristan, they're now going to open up a new acquisition for the Museum of Interesting Things. We have other people open up new acquisitions. It started in the early days of the museum from the kids in my building who thought it's Christmas and Hanukkah every day in my apartment. So I started having the kids open up, and then I started having other people open up new acquisitions. So imagine you went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art and you got to open the mummies. I didn't order any mummies, although this one is almost big enough to fit a mummy, or at least its torso. So there might be a mummy torso in this one, but I don't know. I haven't bought a mummy torso, so probably someone donated one if there is one in here. But somehow I doubt that. So don't get your hopes up on mummy torsos.
We'll see.
So the way I do this is like a 42nd Street shell game, which is I take the items and I mix them up like this. This is me mixing the items like this. I'm mixing them around. Do you guys see me mixing? I'm mixing the items like this around, and then you get to pick, each one picks one item. So pick one item to open. Okay. She's wanted that one since the beginning. And then I get these off of you so that you're not crushed. And then you have your scalpels right over here. Each one has a scissor.
It's from Ohio.
Wow.
This is from Pennsylvania.
Cool. Just don't say the name of the human that sent it. And I always think the Mission Impossible theme whenever people open packages.
Let's try to...
Dun, 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 dun. Someday the guy that wrote that song is going to call me and be like, "You can't play that on here."
Yep. They sure will.
So only think of it, don't sing it. Oh man, that is a perfect one for you to open.
An Astro Phone.
Yeah, this is the Astro Phone. Remember I told you there was another company that made those telephones?
Yeah.
We were looking at the solar space phone just before, which is, we'll show you the solar space phone in a second, but this is the, oh, let's get rid of the box. That is the Astro Phone, and the Astro Phone worked on, as I recall, ultraviolet rays, two-way walkie-talkie communication, no wires, infrared, that's it. The infrared Astro Phone. And it was actually made by a company that had a defense contract with this country, and they decided to make a toy out of some of their knowledge. Back in the, I believe this was the early 1960s. Oh man, so there they are. This is so cool. I've never seen one of these.
Oh, yeah, these are cool.
Which you want?
Oh my.
Oh.
So you guys would communicate with each other using infrared rays somehow. Since we just opened this, we don't know everything about it.
Yeah.
But there's directions.
Infrared doesn't have a very long range.
None of these things had a long range. You could scream louder than these telephones.
Your phone.
So to show you guys the solar space phone so that you don't feel lost, you guys that are in TV land, this was the solar space phone that they had just got demonstrated. And now they opened up the other holy grail item. for the museum.
Someone did some math on the back of this.
Wow, that's funny.
They probably have to be charged. Like they need some power
They
first,
take
right?
batteries.
The power,
The light
I
fire.
believe the power was the infrared light. That gave it its power. I don't think there were batteries, but maybe
Yeah,
there were.
that's
Were
it.
there batteries?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It said something about batteries.
Because with the solar space phone, there are no batteries. It's using the power of light. Oh, so these actually used batteries and created an infrared light with the battery. And then you somehow, I guess, then you spoke into this. So I guess you spoke into this, and then your voice would be transmitted using the infrared light to the other person. And basically you have to be within eyeshot of each other to do this, which means, like I said, you could say, Sarah, and basically do the same thing. But it's much cooler to do this, Sarah. Is this not cooler? Clearly.
Wait, I'm gonna listen.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, clearly. Thank God for this telephone. Otherwise, you'd never be able to speak to me again, Sarah. Boris, can you hear me?
Definitely.
How
very
can you
well.
hear me when you're not holding your telephone?
That must be infrared.
Clearly, you're not hearing
Clearly.
me. You're reading my lips.
Yeah.
Now you're hearing me, right?
Yeah.
This works.
Oh, there's the
So-
earbud jack.
Oh, is there?
That's why.
Oh, okay. So he's not. Nobody heard me.
No.
So what did you open?
Well, it looks like something powdery and called Edison something. So.
Oh, these are Edison cylinders. You
Ah,
opened the record.
nice.
But which record? Is there only one?
Yep. I
Okay.
believe so.
If I bought a cylinder, then it's probably something interesting and cool. I'm not wearing glasses.
Is anything written?
These are not glasses. I'm still in denial about glasses. It would be written on the side of the cylinder.
December 1st, 1907.
This is Hebrew vaudeville. You opened up a vaudeville record from a wax cylinder.
Cool. Shall we try it on?
This one looks in really bad shape.
We'll see what comes out of it.
We have to bring the player here. So this is a wax cylinder player we just happen to have. Sarah, hold the disc. Whoops.
I can put it on my lap. I guess.
And
All the way.
that should be all right. Yeah, that's okay. Not all.
It's a music. It's German.
Is it?
She said it wasn't time.
There's English in here too.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's mixing it.
Yeah.
Because it's vaudeville, it's Hebrew vaudeville, so they're mixing Yiddish,
Yeah.
Yiddish with English, with Hebrew. So as you people know, but they don't know, 80% of people that open up packages have some sort of something to do with them. When he opened up Hebrew vaudeville, I was like, what the hell does that have to do with it? But then I realized, that's right, he'll know the German from it. So he'll be the only human that ever opened up one of our wax cylinders that actually will understand the English and the Yiddish, the German part of it. So it worked out perfect. And then you opened up something, having, being a, nuclear girl. You opened up the holy grail of nuclear items, the Astro Phone. So both really cool items, and both part of our different shows, communication show and Doomsday show, and the music show. So And that was a wax cylinder, by the way. That's an older cylinder, not the celluloid ones, the plastic ones. So that would be only 2
Really
minutes
older.
long. Yeah, that would be much older.
Well, 1907, so.
And these are the original vaudeville. This is the original old-fashioned, you know, Coney Island type fun performances that end up becoming your television shows and, you know, and theater and all that, but on wax cylinders. So we're gonna say goodbye to you guys. Bye.
Ciao.